Hey guys. Hey Zaysha. Hey sis from the Bear Pantry Show. So my sister, the Bear Pantry Show, she says I'm the first one waiting and Zaysha is the second one waiting. If you guys can hear me and if the volume is good, this is my first time I'm ever doing a live, so please bear with me. And I'm doing it off my phone. I don't even know if I'm looking in the right spot. So if you can hear me, can you text something in a comment? Can you hear me? Yes? No? Zay, can you text me that you can hear me? Maybe you are and I can't see. Okay, I can't see. Maybe that's it. So I have two people watching. Is anybody, whoever's in, can you let me know? Yes. So you could hear me? Okay, I'm gonna drink some water because I don't want to show the logo off screen. I mean on screen. Hey guys, so I have two people watching. It's my first and I only have about 10,000 subscribers, so I don't know how many people to expect inside, but oh, I have five now. Anywho, let's start. I am not gonna wait any longer for anyone else. I will leave the live up for the duration of my YouTube channel. But I like to start on time and I don't like to go in someone's live and then they say, let's wait for more people to come in. So if you miss anything, I'll keep saying it. Hi, everyone. Tahara, hi. Thanks for joining. I'm not sure if you're coming through my sister. If you are, can you please let me know? It's through my sister, the Bear Pantry Show. And let's get to it. So, every year, my hubby and I, we go to Belize. We're born Belizeans. I've been here since in America since I was 8. My husband probably moved after college or high school. So we go every year, and the sole purpose of me going to Belize is so my husband wants to go. So I do it to support him. So we didn't go for the few years during the pandemic, of course. We didn't go. And not only that, I dropped ill to the point that I didn't know if I was going to be unalived. Um, so I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't sleep alone. I couldn't drive alone. I couldn't run errands alone. I couldn't do anything. So last year, when my husband said, okay, pandemic is pretty much slowing down or almost over, we can travel, we got a ticket a week before actually going to Belize. The what happened to my sickness was an antibiotic that I took that almost unalived me. That I left with insomnia. I suffered from insomnia, severe anxiety where my body just shook all day. It wasn't like something I couldn't even watch TV or any emotions. I shook all day and depression. I'm still dealing with the depression part where half of my head, my brain is dead, and this half is allowing me to get out of bed and be a wife, a mom, and a business owner and make myself happy. So last year when my husband said that we were going to go to Belize, we normally go around our birthdays. We normally traveling on his, or this time around we landed on his birthday. We went. I was still struggling a lot. So every year that we've gone, it always felt like we've had family issues where I hate going to Belize because of it. So when we went last year, we kind of dealt with the same issue on my birthday, and we like being around family. My husband and I like being around family. I really don't get to be around my family just because my family are I'm from the city. Well, when we go to Belize, we go to Belmopan, and then my husband's from like Tea Kettle area. So I love that village. I love hanging out there. I love the vibe. It reminds me of sitting up around all day and just watch cars go up and down. So when we went last year, it was a little bit of drama that this year I told my husband, I don't want to deal with this. So we excluded a lot of people that we normally would in previous vacations, and we included a lot more positive vibe this year. So we landed on my husband's birthday, and which was the 24th, and the following week was my birthday, the first. So the good, the bad, and ugly of my vacation, I'll try my best to tell you without calling names, other than Zaysha and Dana. Hi! Oh, by the way, this is my vacation nail. SpongeBob. Tropical Country SpongeBob. So, um, when we went, when we got our ticket and everything, we ended up flying, like I said, landing on my husband's birthday. But prior to that, my husband had gotten call that his uncle had passed. So I knew sometime while in Belize, hey, Bobs, hey, what's cute? Oh, my nails. That's my sister, guys. The Bear Pantry Show, my sister. So when we got there, we knew most likely will be there for his funeral. So I end up making, I was asked to make these. I'm not going to show the photo, by the way, but these with the photo of the deceased, and it's like goes right here. And I also had made one for my mama when she passed 2016. So just to show you what they look like. And it depends on you for the day of the funeral. So I was asked to make some of those. I couldn't, I just kind of like, I made four, two for me and two for story time, these people. So before you even get into Belize, I guess stuff was starting up where we didn't know would become the ugly part of my vacation was that my husband have a cousin that he is the son to the deceased. They asked us to oh hi oh thanks Bobs. Yeah, thank you, Tahara. Yeah, so they asked us to basically they feel like they weren't going to be included in this trip. So they asked us to give them updates. So this was before we even got there. But we stayed 3 weeks. Normally we stay 2, but we stayed 3 because we knew the first week we had to take care of our passport. Oh, by the way, I keep in my notes. This is one of my books that you could purchase. It's a little notebook you could keep your stuff. So, and so we purchased land, and we purchased to a realtor company in Belize. And so we were informed that because our passport expired and not to get charged the American stamp duty, which is all around 8% of the total purchase price. And if you're Belizean, you subtract $20,000 from the purchase price and then times that times 5%. That's your stamp duty. So because our passport expired, Belizean passport expired, they told us that wouldn't count. So our American passport has Belizean nationality on it, and they still won't accept it. So when the realtor company went to submit our application, they were like, sorry, we can't accept it. They rejected it. So I went online and I started making appointments to passport, to expedite our passport. Then I made appointments for my kids' nationality. Thanks, Bobs. My kids' nationality, and then our social security card. So I made all the appointments here. We didn't do it last year because the passport had issues where people were bribing people to do stuff. And even if you were there 4 in the morning, I could walk up and had paid my bribe, I guess, and got seen. And I was still ill. So dealing with that issue, I just couldn't do that. So this year we had all those appointments. So part of the ugly was dealing with this. We did the passports, we renewed it, and that wasn't a problem. She had to go to lunch, so she moved us over to window 4. When we got there, this was the ugly. She was so rude to us. I mean, I had a big bag and I had all my documents in there. I'm an organized person, so I didn't want things in my hand, my passport, my this, my that, and losing something. So whenever I was done, I was poking stuff in there. But the whole time she's like, I'm over there, and she's not even looking at me. She's like, and then do this, and I need that, and I this, and I that, and I this. And I'm like, what the hell? But I realized I have to watch what I say because I don't want them to throw my documents away, right? So I was kind of afraid because when they had my passport information, they keep my original Belizean birth certificate, my husband's birth certificate, my marriage license, because original, by the way, because my name had changed from my passport so old from McNabb, and I hyphenate my name McNabb Hyde. So they needed marriage license. So I was afraid to not get those things back, but thank God we paid expedited, which is 500 Belize each, by the way. Yes. And so we got her. Thank God we got that back the next day, so we didn't have a problem. But now I want to overdeal with my kids' nationality. We have to pay $40 each for the kids' nationality. Hi, Carla. And so when we got my kids, when we went there, like I told you, she was really rude. She said, sign here, sign there. And I'm a person where I read lips that helps me hear. And so I'm like, what is she doing? But she's all over the place doing all this. And I'm like, and so I started to get real like agitated. And so I couldn't tell her, like, dude, what's your problem? Because these people can throw your crap away in a blink of an eye. So I had to watch what I was saying. Yes, yes. And I had to budget for that too. So 250 US and then 40 Belize each for the kids. And then I haven't even got to Social Security yet, but thank God it was a lot less. So then when we finally went over and I said she was doing this. She had my baby, my 15-year-old, get up and sign his form that he had to sign here. And so that was done. And so he went back and sat down. And I felt bad too because it was all of us went inside the building. And then I told my son's girlfriend, that's not a Belizean, never been there before. She had to wait outside in the sun. Thank God it was a shade. And I felt so bad for her because I felt like, oh my God. I even asked the security guard, like, hey, she's not from here. Can you please? She's not going to take up a seat. She could stand right there. My kids were standing. There was not even a seat. She's like, no, she can't come in. I'm like, God, I feel so sorry for her, right? And so then when the number four, now the teller forward or window four was kind of like rude, she's like, oh, sign here. And she looked at my forms and realized that I didn't have a copy of something. So my husband had to run across the street in order to make copies. Now across the street you get notarized, which is JP. And then I guess you have to put like $1.50 stamp on it. I don't know what he said. That's just the way the government gets money. And then I had to make the copy. So we had done all that the day prior. So I was like, yeah, I'm on top of this. And then she said, oh, you forgot like a copy of my ID. So my husband ran across, got it. The gentleman over there told him, sir, only one of you have to be a Belizean national in order to do this. So when he came back, the lady was like, do this. And so my husband said, but the guy said over there, only one of us have to be a Belizean national. So why do you need both their documents? Sir, he don't work over here. And so anyway, so I was like, you know what? When we left, I complimented her nails because you know what? Hi, 27th Ave. Hi there. I always hear my sister talk about 27th Ave. So hi, thanks for joining. Yeah, so I wasn't gonna let her my ugliness. So I was like, oh, by the way, I love your I think it was French she had. I love your French. She's like, oh, thank you. So that was that, I thought. So then another day we went for a social security card. That wasn't too bad. I had to pay $5 to get a new one. My husband had to pay 26 to renew his. Well, I guess get a card because it's not, you don't have to renew it anymore. It's just, it doesn't expire. So then a guy in there that came out from the back saw my husband. Apparently they're related. And he's like, hey there, what are you doing here? And then I was at the window. No, I wasn't at the window yet. And so he said, just go, she'll take care of you. So he called my husband at the back. And then I'm doing all the stuff with the lady at my window. And then my husband came to ask me for a document. And so the gentleman that was with him came along and they're talking. Some lady on the other side was like, excuse me, but you have to sit down. You can't be this, and that. And the guy that works there was like, helping him do something. And she had like an attitude. Later on, I got to find, I'm like, I'm not. I guess I thought he was supervisor on the inside, and she was supervisor on it on the inside of the room, and she was supervisor in the little area right there. So we didn't know what was going on. It was kind of a power trip going on right there. He was answering it back like, chill out. I'm just helping him do something. And so finally, they told me when I spoke to Social Security, it was through like a via text, like a you ask questions like a chat. When I went to socialsecurity.com, I think whatever it was, .com, they said you get it the same day. No, I had to go back the next day. So apparently when I was set for a time and my husband was set for another time. So but he had called and found, and then I think we got an email saying that they're both ready. So when we went down, that's when the gentleman was there again and told the lady, oh, this is my husband brother had just I guess retired from there. So you go, that's their brother. Oh, and that's when she lightened up a little bit. Other than that, it was kind of like a little power trip going on that I didn't need to be a part of, but that wasn't too bad. So then let's see what else now. So now we're dealing with, is this burial gonna happen or not on my birthday, not on my birthday? We're trying to change the wrong dates, but yeah, I think so. I don't want to say that, Bob's. She said probably jealous because I came from the States. I don't want to say that because coming from States, I know we are looked at differently. Like, because some people go to Belize and act really stupid. They act like they're better than, they act like that. Let me tell you something, between going on vacation in Belize and staying here, your money doubles. So you get to spend a little bit more. But other than that, we have the same bills. We have the same struggles. We have a lot of headaches over here because we have more bills. Not to say life is easier or worse than back and forth, but the point is our money doubles when we go to Belize. So we're able to have a little bit more fun and do a little bit more things because our money doubles. So It's not that we're going to Belize rich and all, but so, but some Belizeans do go back home and act really stuck up, and so for everybody's judge. But me and my husband are behaving that kind of way. We're very humble people. We like go to the like my husband and I go like where he came from to see all his friends and family, and there were two deaths. One prior to us getting there, but they were from the States, and the body got shipped down, and one was literally we went to visit one of his cousins at his house, and there was a big bus that showed up, and they told, then we came in the house, and then somebody came back in the house and said the person just died. They took his body on the bus, a transport bus, to the hospital, excuse me, and then when by the time I got to the hospital, they called, said he died. It was weird because I think somebody had died the same kind of way too, like weeks before we got there. So that was weird about that. And so that happened. So we went to 2 wakes and one funeral. So that was the situation. But listen to this. So the little smart person, the little number 4, the one with the attitude, that was like rude to us. We get a phone call a few days later, and the person called my husband on the Belize phone, because we have a Belize phone when we go down there, and then AT&T have it that if you take your phone off airplane mode 24 hours, it's $10, but they cap it at $100. So if you go over, I don't even know what the cap is, like 100 days, I don't know. It's supposed, I mean, when I say cap, I don't know what if you decide to retire down there and just pay the bill, do you get, but it's $10 a day. So we normally do that if we're gone away from my kids for too long, that we're able to call them through their Wi-Fi where they're staying. They call my husband on his Belize phone to let him know that um, something was filled out wrong on my son's application for his nationality, my 15-year-old. Get to find out the girl at window 4, the rude one, told us my son had to sign. I remember him signing, then he sat back down. He couldn't sign because he was under 18, so my husband had to sign. So therefore, the young lady told my husband, this was someone else, come back in, pick up another application, get it notarized, or JP, have it a JP, I guess we call it notarize it, and then bring it back. So my husband and I ran there before they closed 5 o'clock. And we're like, where's this person's office? They told us go upstairs. We went there. She comes to the window, and we're letting her know. And I said, Miss, can I ask you something? Why is it fair that I got to pay for JP all over again when this was an error of window number 14, which, by the way, was very rude to us? I didn't say 4. I didn't say, sorry, not 14, 4. I didn't say what window. I said the young lady was very rude to us. Like, why should I have to pay JP all over again when this wasn't my fault? And she said, let me see. Was it window number 4? I'm like, yeah. She goes, I don't know what happened to that young lady. She just changed. So I'm like, well, I don't know either, but we don't deserve to get treated like this. We weren't rude or anything. So we ran back. We did see the JP guy getting ready to close up when we got there. We asked him, he said he would stay open for us. He was such a sweetheart. We asked him to stay open for us, and he did. We don't take, yeah, exactly. And so, yeah. And so then, when I went back to get it notarized, I went back and I told him, hey, I'm sorry, just close up because we have to stand in line to get this document all over again. And we won't be able to make it back on time for you to, you need to close up. He said, okay. He left. My husband stood in line. But when I went over there, I sat in a car with the AC on for like 10 minutes. I thought I was going to pass out because the line for the passport department or immigration is outside. If you have an appointment, yeah, you go inside and sit in the AC. But there's a waiting area outside it's a canopy, of course, but the part where you have to wait in line is a window. So we had to stand in line at the window, and the heat is punching us in the face. And I'm like, I'm gonna pass out, honey. I can't do this because now my anxiety is coming back on me. And I'm like, I can't do this. And so I waited in the other line. He waiting one, and when we finally got to the window, because we went for the application upstairs, thinking the lady had it. She's like, no, you have to go downstairs. So that's why we're waiting forever. So we finally got to the window. I'm like, hey, this is what happened. We need another application. She said, step to the side. I'm like, God, not the side again. Please, not the side again. So we finally got to the side, and the next person was up, just gave us a paper. She just handed it to them to give to us. So we went back, fill it out, and thank God. Imagine if that lady had found the error of my son's signature when we were already back in the States. So I thank God that worked out. Thank you. So now let's get to our vacation after a week of dealing with appointments. So if you guys want to have your social security card Belizean passport and you're going to Belize and also your kid's nationality, there's you can make appointments for all those online if you're going to Belize. I highly suggest that you keep these things up to date. We also open a bank account, and by the way, you need to submit your American Social Security number along with how much you make monthly, um, how many banks and assets you are. They asked for a lot of business about America, and then I think it was a W-9 that all those information was on. So America required those things. I'm not doing fraud, so I just gave them my information. So what the heck? The reason we did that as well is because we're in the process of building a house. So you never know when I need to transfer money down there, or even go on a vacation. You know, you're capped at how much you can take um, internationally or stuff like that. You're capped at, not capped, but you have to disclose it if you take over the amount. So I get to probably keep it for that. So now, so they will tell America about, yeah, you have down there, yeah. So it's the same money I have here anyways. I'm just transferring it so they can move to them. So let's talk about the week now. So all of that I said, the only ugly part was that one young lady at Windows 4, and I hope by me at least complimenting her at the end of the day, she realized what a boo boo she was, because her day wasn't gonna disrupt my day. So then we're planning for the death now, meaning the funeral, meaning, so like I told you, my husband cousin asked us to please keep him informed because he feels that they're trying to exclude him, the son, from going to the funeral because they don't like his girlfriend. That's none of my business, but I didn't. My husband's like, okay, dude, whatever I know, I'll let you know. So every time we get by Wi-Fi, we find something up at the funeral. My husband's texting him, I'm texting her, texting him, I'm texting her, and so she informed me one day that most likely they're coming. And honestly, I don't remember, but I like she said she told me she was coming the Friday. Now the whole time I have her on my list of going to the Keys, and when I was planning the Keys, I had asked for, okay, let's talk about Lagoon and then we'll get to the Keys. Just remember that the my husband's cousin and the girlfriend, because they played a role throughout the vacation. So they might come up with it. And that part is the bad. No, the ugly. That ain't even the bad. The ugly. The bad would be, I think I mentioned Powder, the Lagoon trip, how he wanted to meet him, pay him for the people that didn't go on the trip. Yeah. So that part was kind of the bad, but we still went. We all had fun. So now we're planning the Key trip. And like I said, the whole time I knew I had two people going. I didn't tell anybody else because that matters, because it's showing you that I'm not talking anybody's business, right? So two people, they both of them, the cousin and the girlfriends, were going. Oh yeah. So then stuff to deal with Joseph. Yeah. So then we planned the trip. I was originally going to take 15 people because my cousin was going to bring his boat from Kikaka and take us. And his boat was only allowed 15. But then a lot of people came for the funeral or were coming for the funeral or were there prior that heard about the key trip, wanted to go. I didn't have a problem with it, so we ended up hiring a bigger boat to take us there. But the whole time, out of just say I think there were 20 something, two more I didn't tell it that they were going. So I would let my husband cousin, Dana, are you there? Dana, are you there? Zay, are you guys there? Yeah, I was telling my husband that I was telling Dana that we only needed these people, this amount of people. So we're planning for it now. We're going to the house every day. We're going to different people's house, visiting, having fun. And if we hear about the time change or the time didn't change for the funeral, my husband, like I said, would update his cousin. Then all of a sudden, I told her like, "Hey, Derek's auntie is telling me that you're coming Friday. I thought nobody knew what's going on," and she texts me back. She texts me back and she said, "How would she know? Nobody knew we were coming." And I don't know. In that text, I heard a tone. And I showed it to my husband. I'm like, I think she's accusing me of saying something. And my husband always think like I'm just like, but I have my mama's gift. We know how to figure things out. And so I was like, I don't know, but they know that he's coming and two other people coming with them. So that was that. From then on, they stopped answering our texts. My husband texted his cousin like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" It showed that he read it. And he never responded. So I'm like, well, what's going on with that one, right? So then I'm calling her, but then when I get out of Wi-Fi, I come back home and see she called. I call back, she don't answer. So I'm like, okay, maybe we're doing a Wi-Fi missed call stuff, right? Get to find out this BITCH. Get to find out. Hey, can I say that? Can I spell that out, Babs? She gonna have the nerve to accuse me. So before that happened, Thursday night, I'm talking to her on the phone. And I'm like, hey, so what's going on? You guys coming on? Not just conversation. And I had texted my husband's other cousin regarding another situation that I felt someone's being disrespectful to me for. So I told the girlfriend, hey, well, I guess I might be like you. I might not be invited to this funeral as well because of this situation, or allowed in the house, because the house was having the wake and the funeral service and everything. And the comment I had made was regarding somebody that lives at the or reside or visited the house. So we're laughing, and she said, oh, whatever, we'll go, whatever. That was it. I get to the funeral, not a wake. So this was Thursday night. She said, don't worry, if I'm going to Belize, you will be the first to know. Now, mind you, we're missing phone calls. The cousin, the boyfriend, has not texted my husband, answer his text. So I already told them, like, hey, either they don't need us anymore, they can't use us for information anymore. So one, bam, thank you, ma'am. We didn't know. But my husband's like, Tracy, this is why I'm not messing with no. This is why we eliminate a lot of people out of vacation to not deal with drama. So he's like, just let's enjoy our vacation. And then we started to went to the wake. Me, my girl Zay. No, Zay wasn't there. Oh, I miss you, Zay. Dana and some other cousins were like, hey, because apparently, because it's, I don't know, because it's village, I'm not sure, but after the wake, because in Belize, at least in Tea Kettle, their wakes is a whole church. I didn't go there for a church. I didn't even go to church in America. I feel like I don't like imposing my religion. But anyway, that's my situation. It either had a choice to go or not go. So we went, and we left a couple times to do something. And then when we came back, I told Dana, hey, let's get in line, because we saw all the kids and all the young people on the street at the store. They hang out at the store. When it closes at 9, they all come in the work for food. I'm like, what? They could do that? Says it like too short. Yeah. Yeah. And so it was like the whole people came in. I'm like, Dana, let's stand in line, because all these people are coming in for food. Yeah, it was, no, it was a whole church service. I'm not lying. And so it wasn't people talking, mingling, or nothing. It was, well, my husband and I were mingling in the back. So when we went for food, my husband's cousin said, Tracy, can you help serve soup? And I'm like, sure. I'm the type of person, you need me, I'm there for you, right? I tell you something, I got your back. I'm your ride or die type of friend. If you could trust me with things. So I'm like, sure. I get on my knees. I had to squat. The pot was this huge. I've never seen a pot this huge before, with the soup that was in there. I don't know what kind of soup was in there, but it smells so good. I think it was cow food. I don't know what it was. It smells so good. And I had all my nails. I'm like, God, please don't let my nails fall in this soup. I'm like, please don't let my nails fall in this soup. And I'm digging up soup and I'm serving. And my back is to everybody. And when I turn around, there's a line of people for rice and beans, this, whatever they took to the wake, there was food. So we're serving food, right? And so I look up, and there is the boyfriend and the girlfriend. Well, my husband's cousin and the girlfriend. So when I kind of, well, that night, so the next day, sorry, when I talked to her that Thursday night, we got off the phone with her telling me she will let me know. I'll be the only one that knows. I didn't ask her to be in her business. She put me in her business. I'm like, okay, whatever. See you soon. Whatever. At one point, they even thought they would need us to go pick him up from the airport. At one point, my husband said he was even going to look for his tickets on his points for them. And I think we just got distracted. That never happened. So he gets a text. I'm here. Something, I'm here in Belize. I looked at my husband. I go, yep, that's why they avoided our call. That's why they treated us like that. I'm effing done. There's some things you could do to me that I could forgive you. And there's some shady SHIT you could do to me that I will never talk to you. And I put that heifer in a never pile. And I said, I'm done. The disrespect. Because I didn't have to know your business. You put me in your business. And then when you didn't need us anymore, or you thought, so I didn't know why she treated me like that, right? So now at the wake, I look up and I see them. And she looks at me like this. And I look at her like, in my head, I'm at a wake, right? Because I could look at you like you're dead. She was dead to me. So then when I got out there, my husband's like, hey, did you see them? Whatever. And so we were planning for the key trip because we needed an extra car to transport everybody there. So the cousin was like, we called them over, like, hey, you guys still going to the key? Can you guys hold some people? And he looks at me and says, I thought like I thought this was dealt with already. I thought it implied a wake up with an attitude. And I looked at him and I was like, mother effer. No, Tracy, we need this car. Be quiet. Who the F are you talking to? No, Tracy, we need this car. Keep it down. Keep it quiet. And so I got home that night. I was cussing up a storm to my husband. Like, how dare him talk to me like that? Who the F does he think he is? That mother effer. I said, you know what? I start praying. Because I start praying. And so then when we get home from the wake, I think she texted she was home, or I text we were home, whatever. And she was like, I thought, I'm tired of these fake people and these fake people. And I'm like, and I thought you said that you weren't going to even go to the wake or something. And I'm like, and the way she was texting me was like, I told my husband, wait. Is she calling me fake? She's calling me fake. And I answered her back, well, I also thought, don't want to talk about fake, BITCH? I just thought that you were going to let me know when you were coming to Belize and you just popped up. She said, I thought that when I told you, this B is all kind of thing. When I told you that you would be the first to know that we were coming, and we didn't tell you when we were coming, that it implied that we were coming, but we just didn't want anybody to know our business. So therefore, you told me you were coming, but you didn't tell me when you were here. But I was supposed to assume that you were here because you didn't want anybody to know your business when you were the one pulling me in your business. So my husband was like, you know what, Tracy? Middle finger them. We're going to enjoy our vacation. Da da da. So now the night now she's texting me. And this is when she's telling me all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, and then I thought you weren't good. I said, they asked me to help serve the soup. And I helped. This is my husband's uncle, their family, and it's serving soup. How is that being fake? You know, nobody else wanted the help. Nobody else were helping but me, Dana, and Lang Lang. If you're on there, hey Lang Lang, Lang Lang, and Kaylin, and of course Kathy, and different, you know. But in the little cousins, it was that. So we were all helping. I'm like, so when she was implying that I was being fake, oh, I called her right away. I said, no, this mother effer is not referring to me as fake. This text ain't going fast enough for me to respond to her. So there's got to be a phone call. So I called her back. I said, who the heck are you calling fake? Girl, I can't even tell you what went back and forth, but I'll try and remember. It went something like this. I got a bruise. I got a bruise on my leg because I was getting in the shower when this stuff was happening. And I walked out, and the Belize don't have doors for the shower, or at least where we were staying. And the floor was slippery, and I went to slip and I hit my. But it was one bruise worth having. So that's when I called her back, and my son, my baby, and my husband were laughing at me, right? And so I'm like, who are you referring to as fake? Well, you said this and you said that. I said, you know what? You were the one that put me in your business. You're the one that asked us. You and my husband's cousin asked us to keep you up to date. No, it's my anger. I was peed off, bumsy, not my nails, because I would have been like tick, 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 18 much. And I saw that. And so I was down to 15. Yeah, so I was like, who are you calling fake? You know, I was like, you the one that put us in your business and then pulled out essay. But you know what? You need to check your man, because how else would this person know you were coming? Because that person told us you were coming. And that's when I went back to her and said, how come this person know you're coming if you not tell anybody? So that's what she thought. I'm the one that went and told this person. So tell me, you confided in me to tell me you were coming. But I went to this person and I said, oh, by the way, she's coming. And then I went back to her and said, this person told me you're coming. Like, what kind of games am I playing on my very expensive vacation? Right? So I told her this. I said, I thought I was at least friend enough for you to have been honest with me. She said, well, we haven't been friends long enough. Girl, let me tell you how we met. We met because his cousin and her are dating. She's apparently an attorney. Okay, good for her. She's the dumbest attorney I've ever come across. Okay? She's dumber than a box of rocks. Because her conversations has been annoying to us from day one, but we put up with it due to the fact that my husband was hanging with his cousin. Okay? So everything for her is I'm smarter than everybody. You don't think the way I think. Okay, whatever. She wants to fly here Friday. No, baby, I live on a budget. I budget everything I do. When you see I live a life, it's because my bills are paid the next month. Okay? So she ended up, we ended up going back and forth. And that's what she told me. I wasn't friend enough. When we were going to dinners here and there back and forth over the weekend, but I wasn't friend enough. Okay, fine. We don't have to be friend enough, but you were confiding in me. So I guess it was some sort of friend. I don't know what I told her. But she insulted me by saying, oh, you don't think the way I think. And you know what I wanted to say? No, you dumb. I don't think the way you think. You're stupid. That's what I wanted to tell her on the phone. But I said, you know what? For the sake of the relationship for my husband and his cousin, I'm going to block you and I don't want to have to do with you. Because what I wanted to tell her was that you are a nut job. But get to find out days after, he was the one, the boyfriend was the one, my husband's cousin was the one that told that person that he was coming. That's why when I checked her at the door, I said, you need to check your man because your man is talking your business. Oh, hey, Jordy. Oh, text you what you wanted to say. I'll put yours in too. Yeah, so she's blaming me for that. I'm like, what I wanted to tell her, I didn't tell her, Jordy, because I wanted Derek and him to maintain a relationship. But you know what hit me the next day? What hit me the next day was that, wait a minute, this cousin didn't even care about the relationship with my husband because he would not allow her to do the crap that she has been doing. You would not allow her to keep doing what she's doing because she was the one that included her in her business, said nobody liked her, nobody wanted her at the funeral. And my husband's like, I don't care about her, but his cousins deserve to be at that funeral because that's his dad. So the ugly part of my vacation was dealing with that doo-doo right there. So if she's watching, you're a doo-doo. And let me tell you something, you're dumb. I don't care how many law degree you have, girl, you dumb. Because you, first of all, you don't walk around acting like you're better than people. You be humble in life. Okay? And another thing, my husband and I will tell you, oh, we can afford to do something, or that's not on our budget because we budget what we do. And when we go have fun, we go have fun. So, and another thing, we went to the Keys and remember their car was supposed to be a car we use? Well, guess what? We ended up renting a car for my husband, other cousin, and he drove those set of people to the Keys. We went to the Keys and we had fun. It was the best time. Jordy went, let me see. Dan, are you there? Kim Kardashian. You know what? More power to her if she has her law degree. More power to her. But I could tell you what, she would never fight my case. I don't care if it's to get a piece of document from somebody. She would not fight my case. And I wish them the best. But at the end of the day, that cousin tolerates his behavior because we didn't do anything to her. She gonna call me fake because I'm serving soup. No, I told her, I said, you know what you expected? You were expected to come off of the plane and shine and to make a big grand entrance. And you mad because nobody paid attention to you. Like somebody said, she all dressed up in all white, like she belonged in the grave with the person that was going to be buried that day. Because that's what she looked like, in all white. So so anyways, that was the ugly part. We went to the Keys. We had so much fun. I did. I mean, honestly, this was the best vacation ever. My husband told me, you know what, Tracy, the heck with them. We know we didn't tell their secret. We know we were being good human beings to them, but the rest is on them. Um, that's all I can say with that situation. So let's see, what else can we talk about now? So we went to the Keys. We had fun. How many minutes? Oh, 39 minutes. I don't want to go more than an hour, guys. This is my first live. So, and then, Bob's, anything I'm forgetting? What part? What part, Jordy? You know what, Jordy? Derek was supposed to do the live with me, and he's probably still sleeping. So I asked him, what am I not allowed to talk about? And he just looked at me because he knows I'm related to the Bear Pantry Show. So Zay, are you still there? Yeah. So we had so much fun. Zay and Dana, we get to hang with them almost every day, and they made our vacation so positive, so much fun. And oh really? I hope Derek don't watch it. Moms, I hope Derek don't watch it. So if you want to know, we rented an Airbnb. That was the good. The Airbnb was really beautiful. It was a three bedroom, two full baths and a half bath. Very spacious, AC in every room. I'm going through menopause, so I need my AC. If you need a car rental, the company we use, you're on the floor. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, you guys. I'm trying to keep note here. The Airbnb, I mean the car rentals from a company in Belize City. They weren't at the airport, but they do us a favor. This is the second year we've used them, and they do us a favor to drop off the car at the airport, because even though I'm from the city, I don't really know it. And Janessa, oh shoot, I am gonna get in trouble for this live. Hi Dana, I'm gonna get in trouble for this live. So those are some places. Then we went to another wake for I guess a family friend, and of course, for Dana's uncle. Which one? Which one? Zay, which cameras? Remind me, please. I'm old. Oh, the ATV. We'll get to that one. Oh, yes. So we went to the wake, and my husband got to see a lot of people. I mean, I love to see my husband see his family and friends and stuff like that. So we saw cousins, friends. So, that was something he got to do at the other wake. Okay. And then I think Zaysha is talking about the ATV. So if that's it, say yes, Zay, the ATV. So we rented. Okay, so I went with a whole booklet, like a whole folder with things to do, appointment dates, time, and stuff like that. And so we went to. I completely forgot that on there. We want to go to Chocolate Factory, Marie Sharp. We wanted to go. So many places, but it's so exhausting, and a lot of places is far, and a lot of times we want to drive. So we went to do ATV a few years back, and it was kind of an older ATV system, but it worked for us. So this time we called a guy, and we told him that we wanted to ATV for 6. How much is it? He said $100 US if you're American. I said, what if you're Belizean? Or 100 Belize. That was the only time we had drama. I'm telling you, that was the only time we had drama. And, that's the last time, because Derek was just trying to be there for his cousin. And I felt that was uncalled for, to be accused of something. Like, you could call me a BITCH, you could call me anything, but please don't call me a thief or a liar, because I don't steal. And a liar, what I tell you or what I tell you about you, I don't have a problem telling you to your face. I am a Cancer, so I cry easily, and I'm very sensitive on a lot of things. A lot of things hurt my feelings. Yeah, I think it's Dangriga, but they said it was another one local, the chocolate place. How they make the chocolate. I think they said it was one closer, but the one that I found, I think we did at Dangriga, I think. So we wanted to do I had a whole book. I think just how to make chocolate on a whole. Because it was in a group chat. I don't care. I'm leaving it up. I don't care, because I'm really peed off of how he allowed this to happen to my husband, because like I said, he don't know me, but he knows Derek, and he know Derek don't play games. Derek don't get in family feuds. Derek stay away from family feuds. If this auntie don't like this auntie, or this person don't like this person, that's not his problem. Last year we went on a little boat thing for my birthday. We invited a lot of people, and we were like, "Oh, they're going. We're gonna go." And Derek said, "Well, don't go, because this is how he lives. He don't get involved with the drama." But yeah. So we try to go. So we got the ATV. We paid. So went there, and you pay for it. So, anyways, I texted the guy and I said, "Hey, I need six people. But this is where I went wrong because I'm a very detailed person for the same purpose. But it was the last few days of our vacation, and yeah, no disrespect. That was totally disrespect. Now I know why people don't like her. Like honestly, we were hanging with her, Carla, throughout the year, weeks and stuff, and apparently within the family, I was hearing that they had an issue that we were hanging out. I didn't get in the situation and the fight with what happened with her and the issue. That's not my business. All I knew was that my husband was enjoying hanging out with his cousin. She came with the package. We found her annoying from then. But my husband's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'm like, Dad, this is the first time since the pandemic, that I'm even allowed to go out because I wasn't even able to go out one point because I was so sick. Enjoy your cousin, and we kind of did. And he felt overwhelmed. Like he's like, I need a break. And so I don't know. Anyways, before we even said anything, they had stopped calling us, period, even while here. So going to Belize, like, when my husband called him to give condolences about his, dad passing. That's what started up the conversation anyways. But anywho, we end up paying $100. So I text the guy from the ATV and I said, hey, we wanted to rent to ATV. How much? He said US versus American, right? So I said, well, Belizean versus US. I said, okay, Belizean, how much is this? 100. So I said, for 6 people. So when we get there, so I said, okay, we're leaving Tea Kettle at 1. I'll see you when we get there. That was the night before. So the next day, honestly, I would have been the one to see you soon, see you that. But I was exhausted. I just figured I don't have to follow up. These are grown folks with a business, right? I don't have to follow up again. Bob's rebuilding her house, so don't say that because when it's finished, you guys gotta come. So, anyway, guys, my sister from the Bear Pantry Show is supporting me today. She's the one that showed me how to start the live, how to do it through StreamYard and all this stuff. She's the one that does all this YouTube stuff. This is my first time trying live on YouTube. So, anywho, so we got there and we text, hey, we're at the road now. How do we get into you? And he basically was like, oh, so you see my thumbnail? That's driving into his place. It was a beautiful view, everything. He has a beautiful business, by the way. It's so sad that I will report him to tourist board. I don't report people, especially small businesses, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with him. So I paid, we paid first to get to this one place and I texted him. I said, hey, we're here. How do we get in? He's like, you what? You didn't even tell me you were coming. I just drive in. Then I send you the direction. I'm like, sir, you didn't send me a direction. You sent me a video with a man in a tube. That's not directions. Well, just and he hung up. I'm like, did he hang up or did we lose connection? Right? That should have been a sign. And so my husband said, I don't know. Okay, let's go. So we find the tube. I get out to pay. And the girl's like, no, it's 120 Belize. I'm like, no, I'm not paying you 120 Belize. He told me 120 over the phone. And so she come back. Okay, just wait. He'll drive you in. He'll follow him in. He'll come talk. He wants to talk to you though. I'm like, okay. So finally we see a guy. Now, mind you, we used him a few years back, but I don't remember what he looked like. I only assume he was an older man. So he gets in the car and I'm like, he takes off. I'm like, okay, I guess we're supposed to follow him. So my husband started following him. And if you see in that thumbnail, that car, the car way ahead, that's us following. That's how far he was ahead of us. So I'm like, keep up. We're in an SUV and we're worried that, we're going on a rough road. And he's in a car going, so then he pulls off, we pull up, he gets out the car, he walks underneath this tent and he disappeared. Like he's right there. I'm like, hon, I think we followed the wrong guy. Like the guy didn't even come out to say, hey, welcome. This is, we've been there before, but welcome, thanks, whatever, something. He disappeared. I'm like, should I go talk to him? Is he what's going on? So I went up to him. I'm like, hi, I'm the one that texted you. Because my cousin recommended him. I'm like, my cousin recommended da. Oh, hi, how are you? So we went to go to the ATV. Oh, thanks, Bobs. Thanks. I hope so. Oh, I hope so. I'm so scared. So he goes to the ATV and he's telling all of us, well, I wasn't gonna go because the last year we went, I kind of got scared at one point because it was kind of muddy and I thought we were gonna flip back. So I jumped off the ATV and I walked it and then jumped back on. I think I was behind my husband that year. So I was afraid this year. I wasn't afraid, but I was like, you know what, let them have fun. So then they started doubling up on the ATV. So when we double up on the ATV, everybody was getting peed off. I was peed off. I'm like, no, I paid $100 per person. So therefore I expect that ATV per person. But I guess I should have put in a text. So this is for one per ATV, but I assume 100 per person meant everybody's going to ATV. Then He was thinking he was slick. He was like, no, they don't have driver's license, so they need to double up, and that's the reason why they're doubling up. And then he turns around, and he don't know that my grandma. We have a saying that Tylene trained we. He don't know that Tylene trained we. I picked up right away when he said to the workers, we don't have enough ATVs, and that's why he was doubling up. But he took my $600 with the intention of all of us getting ATV and bait and switch when we got there. And so they knew we were all peed off. My everybody was peed off. So I said, guys, just go. We're already paid. Just go have fun. When they left, I videotaped it. They were laughing, whatever. They came back. The ATV didn't have brake. Yeah, the ATVs didn't have any brakes. The chain was slipping off. Had to stop and fix it. The exhaust was so, I guess, hot, whatever, that it was leaving like hot spots on their leg. It was really hot. And then the little girl that was putting their helmets together, I asked her, she was like, I think she said she was 11 or 13 or something. She was really young. And I asked her, how long is the ride for the $100? She said 45 minutes. I'm like, okay. So when we went and I asked the guy, well, how long? He said 30 minutes. I go, no, the young lady thought it was 45 minutes. You know what the mother effer said to me? Because I was complaining while they were already gone. I'm like, this is bait and switch. He goes, well, you already paid. I'm not giving you back your money. I said, oh, okay. Okay, homie. I'm not asking you back for my money. Trust me, I'm not asking you back for my money. And then I'm waiting for them to come back around to videotape them, right? And I hear, I'm like, what the heck is that noise? I look up, it's a zip line. They do zip line and cave tube. So if their equipment is not up to par on land, how do you think their equipment is in the sky? So I took a picture of their logo and I let them know I was going to report them. I said I was going to blast them on social media, but no, I'm reporting them to a tourist board. Later on, my husband reminded me that the few years when we were there, somebody informed us that Social Security were looking for him because he wasn't paying Social Security for his employees. Now, that ain't none of my business. I don't snitch on people and I'll rat people out. But the reason why we're going to report him to a tourist board is because, one, what if one of those zip line is not up to par like his ATVs and somebody die on that? No, that's my conscience. So I will call tourist board. I should have time Thursday and I will let them know. What they do with it is on them. But he was a very nasty guy to me for no reason. I paid him $600 and literally I think only my husband was by himself. My son and his girlfriend was together. Zaysha and Dana were together and Pookie. So 4 ATVs. I paid $600 for 4 ATVs for 30 minutes. I told them I was peed off that they only got 30 minutes. And I said, no, we were good with that because the exhaust was burning their legs and the chains keep slipping and the brakes weren't working. Then he had the nerve to say, don't crash into each other because you're going to pay for it if it's broken. I want to say, dude, your SHIT is already broken. What else can we do to it? And I didn't even know when I saw Pookie going into somebody else. I'm like, oh, God, please don't let the guy see this. That's what Pookie said. Tracy, we didn't have brakes. The ATV didn't have brakes. And I was like, but they did say the tour guide trying to make it more interesting. Is that the scammers you're talking about, Zay? Yeah, exactly, Carla. And you know what? I hate to be like, oh, that's Belize, that's what you get. No, my country is beautiful and they do have better establishment. But that one needs to be reported because somebody could get hurt either cave tubing or zip lining. I think that their ATV was out of commission, but instead of him saying no and turn away $600, he did it and endangered my family. And I didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate it. And not only that, he took off. We didn't know where he went because I was out there. I was upset. I was like, I know Hannah said, like, oh, like if they jack me back there. So I had my keys and I had the key like this because I was going to stab somebody in the neck if they try to hurt me back there because my whole family was riding and I was stuck back there with an employee and I was bitching a storm because I didn't like that. I don't expect anything for free. I don't expect anybody to kiss my butt. I didn't ask for a discount other than, hey, well, how much is for Belizean? Because I don't understand why you go to Belize and get treated like an American when you are in Belize, first of all. But hey, that's their situation. But I am a Belizean born, so I deserve to get Belizean prices if that's their rule, right? And so, Yeah, I didn't get my black belt because the instructor was a sexist pig, and I kept calling him out. He kicked me out of his studio because he was sexually harassing the girls, the women in martial arts. So I was 3 months away from getting my black belt when that happened. So anywho, yeah, Zaysha, was that what you were talking about? The scam? You have to help me out. So I think, has it been an hour? Oh my God, it's always been an hour. Hey, Bobs, anything I'm forgetting? All I want to say, guys, this was the best trip ever. I know that's in the other room though. I'm in my bedroom. Zaysha, I hope you don't have me on a huge TV so Aunt Marlene can see me. Will there be a part two? I don't. Well, mm, I don't know because really I enjoyed this trip. Other than that situation there, we had. Oh my gosh, you guys! Let me tell you, Jordy and Jared and who else went? That who else went other than Pookie and them because they were in the original 15. Um, yeah, so I mean, I love to see them enjoy themselves. They were enjoying themselves, and that makes me feel good. Um, which one? Which one, Carla? Yeah, so the key trip was really really fun. I'm glad I saw Dana enjoy herself, Zaysha, um, my cousin. They were there. I get to see my little cousin, Vigo. I normally don't see them. Yeah, Naughty Time Tours. Well, Naughty Time Tours was supposed to be the original boat to pick us up, but because his boat only hold 15, I had to get another boat from another company, which I've used before because it's a larger boat. And my husband lost his keys. When we got back on land, he lost his keys. So of course he likes to blame me for things. So he blamed me, and then finally we found it. And so the whole ride home, I was blaming him, and he goes, "Yeah, if you didn't, I don't know." He was saying something silly to me. Of course, blame me again. Which one, Carla? Yeah, yeah, me. Yeah, that's what I want to know, Bobs. Which one? Am I missing something? But my son, my 15-year-old son, he enjoyed himself. He enjoyed himself with his cousins. Um, he just wanted. He don't sleep out of his bed or wherever we are without me or his dad there. He wanted to sleep at my husband's auntie's house with his cousins and stuff. But I'm like, boy, get your butt home. I check your room twice or three times, and every time I do a pee wake up, I check your bed. You want me to have a heart attack? Let's go back to the room. Um, oh, you silly. You try to. Oh yeah. I got 3 more minutes. Or how many more? I can't see. So another thing. This was good, the bad. Bubsy, would that be the bad or the ugly? That was the ugly. My dad. So my dad told me he couldn't make it. I don't know why I'm whispering like this, ain't going live. My dad told me he couldn't make it to my birthday, key because I couldn't invite. He could take some little skittell, or I call it dirty crutch, gal he have, and a tree picnic. So he said, well, he can't go if they're invited. I said, Daddy, at your picnic, at your data. I'm my dad's sidekick. When I was 14 years old, I've been working with my dad. He taught me how to drive a forklift, um, change brakes on a car, change oil. I'm my dad's son, right? And and he threw me to the curb for some dirty crunch. So um, I know your pain, Jordy. I know your pain. I'm going through it. Um, yeah, he threw me to the side. His daughter that's been his road dog, his daughter that has helped him with all his businesses, been there for him. Oh, yeah. So he did that, and I bawled. I cried. I couldn't breathe. I was crying. Like, my husband had to calm me down, and my husband is so like strong. He's like, I don't know why, like, you should expect these things. Why do you let it bother you? I'm like, dude, I wish I could have a little bit of you in me, but I'm a Cancer and I cry a lot for little things. But that broke my heart, and so guess what? In order to stay healthy, I had to stay away from my dad, and or I in order to yeah. And so I had to stay away from him, and I haven't talked to him since. He texted me on the second a whole bunch of nonsense about being lonely. I'm like, you have 4 kids, you choose to be lonely. So that's the life you chose. So um, I pray he's safe down there. But for my sanity, I had to back off of it because I couldn't let him drag me into that. It was rough dealing with that one day when he told me that. It was rough, but I'm kind of used to it when it comes to my dad, when, especially when my mom was alive. But is that enough? I don't want to say any more about it. So, anyways, guys, my sister is on here. She's from the Bear Pantry Show, and she's the one that helped me set this up. She came over yesterday. She helped me do this, and I want to thank you guys. I hope I addressed everything. Again, not because those little issues happened on my vacation. I suggest and I recommend if you want to do a Belize trip, um, do it. Do your research if you're not Belizeans, and make sure you don't go to like what we call back a bush for things like an ATV, like I did. You could go to the jungle tour. I forget what I call Jaguar Paw. Jaguar Paw have like legitimate companies. Let me tell you something. Research of his website. His website was 5 stars. His website was like, dang, I need to use this company. His location is beautiful. Going through there, like I said, check my thumbnail. That's going into his location is beautiful. But he has a bad, if he's not paying in Social Security for his employees, that's not a good business person. That's not my issue. My issue was him taking my money, knowing that he had faulty stuff that could have injured my family. Because when I take anyone with me, even to the lagoon, the Keys, which we always have a lot of people, they're my responsibility. If they don't have fun, I don't have fun. And that's my main concern, is to make sure my guests are having fun. I want to say again, I enjoyed my vacation. And this was the first time in my life that I could see myself staying in Belize more than a month. And all the negative makes yeah, I know, Bobs, but when you're spending all that money on a vacation, and I budget for a vacation because my husband and I own our own business, and so when we don't work it, we don't make an income because we don't have employees. We rather not deal with the headache of having employees. So we have the budget for the 3 weeks we're not making an income. We have the budget for a room. The good thing about it is that we use travel points because we spend on our we spend we use a credit card to purchase stuff that we get over we get enough points for 4 of us. Actually, my son's girlfriend went this year, 5 of us to go first class, and only paid $392 for tickets, just the tax. So that helps us a lot in terms of traveling. And then we only really come out of pocket for the room and a car and spending. And my husband like having family around. I do too. I love having family. And positive vibes. But we had fun. Lagoon was fun. Key was extremely fun. And the ugly that I had to deal with was my dad and my husband's cousin and his girlfriend, his Pratchett girlfriend. She was, oh, I don't know what to say about that. Don't even start me up. Don't even start me up, because you're gonna blame me for saying that you're coming when your man is scared of telling everybody he's coming. Check yourself. And then that sucks, because here I am wanted to cuss her out. Some really, look, let me tell you something. I'm the nicest person. See, I don't know this camera. I'm the nicest person. But if you mess with me and my family, my mouth is not clean. My heart becomes ugly. And as much as I try to leave you to God, you're not going to slip. And I let her slip for the sake of the relationship, my husband and his cousin. But then I realized the next day, he's just as guilty. I'm a top girl. He's just as guilty, because he know that he was wretched in how he treated his cousin. He allowed her to get away with this stuff. So therefore, he don't value the relationship with my husband. So therefore, why the hell did I tiptoe? Because when I wanted to cuss her, like I said, girl, you're a dumb. You don't think the way I do. You're right. Because I don't think stupid. I don't think stupid. I think with sense. Stupid. Thank you, Christina. You're still here, Jordy? Yeah, so, but anywho, you guys, thanks. I don't want to overdo it. So I could do this every Wednesday. Hey, guys, support as the wheel turn. It's a Belizean cycling show. My cousin Andrew Ordonez, he's the host, and I forget the gentleman's name. I forget his name. They're the host of it, but they talk about cycling. So if you're not into cycling, I understand. Where she do for a living? Who, Bubs? Catch flies? I don't know what she do for a living. I don't care what people do. You could be a look. I used to know millionaires, hang out at millionaires' house, and that don't make me less humble. So I don't care if you're an attorney, girl. Do your stuff. Good for you. More power. More. I believe in girl power. You know, girl power. Good for you. But she could fight a case for me. Mm-mm. She's an attorney. She says, good for her. I don't know. That was my goal, Carla. My goal, our goal is it's gonna be a 5 bedroom home, fully. Each room is gonna have their own bathroom, their own closet space. So it's gonna be two floors. The first floor is gonna have 2 rooms, full bathroom and closet, and then has to be living room, dining room, and kitchen, and a laundry room. Then upstairs is gonna have like a little open area, and then you're gonna go up to the side, and then you're gonna have 3 rooms, master, and two other rooms, and then you have access to a veranda at the back. There's gonna eventually have a pool, and then a circular driveway in the front with a big veranda in the front. And when we're not there, we're hoping to Airbnb the bottom 2. But my husband's like, we could Airbnb all of them. I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of territorial. I'm a territorial person. I don't like people in my space. But if we do, it won't be on Airbnb per se, but I'll have my own website. I might have an Airbnb to get people to find it, but not to keep it on there because Airbnb take a good percentage of profits because our room we stayed at Airbnb. We normally stay at one that's 300 US a night, and that's the reason why we stayed it because it's a whole apartment. It has two. It had 2 bedroom, a living room, dining room, and a pool, and then the other house. Then it had a house in the backyard. Our lot is a double lot, so that was our same. That we want to do is a pool and also the actual Airbnb on the other side. And in the meantime, Airbnb the front home until we could recoup back our money from what we spend. But I don't know. I'm gonna be winning this lottery, so I don't have to do it. So nobody, don't expect to win, and I'm gonna go with a whole like mask when I go to collect my money. So I wouldn't want any. And yeah, that's the thing that I'm fighting with, Bob's. I'm very territorial. I don't like people in my space. I'm not mean. People don't take care of stuff the way you take care of stuff, and I'm very OCD with things in order and how I want it to. But if we want to keep building, and it's just look, my goal is to find a way. My husband and I, my husband and I own our own business. I work from home. I work the business from home. He does, he works in the field with the business. Um, I think we're very blessed that way. We don't hire out employees because it's a headache of, um, you know, someone else driving a vehicle. It's just the frustration of it. So it's just us, and it's allowed us to enjoy a very decent life. But we're getting older, and we need to do residual income. So we want to be able to be sitting home and making money, and not have to lift a finger, kind of thing. And so, but I'll tell you what, if you see me in my Mercedes Jeep, I won the billion. I won the billion if you see me in my Mercedes Jeep. But I'm not saying if I do, but if you see me in that, I want it. So, anyways, anything else, Bob's? I think I've taken up enough of the 18 people time. That at least I got 18. I thought I was gonna get 2. Derek is sleeping. The next live will be next Wednesday. What do you want me to talk about? That was my Belizean trip. All right, hey guys, go to Belize if you've never went. If you're not Belizean, you need to go to Belize. It's a beautiful place. If you are Belizean, no go stay with nobody. Get your own stuff together. The next live will be, when will the next live be? It will be Wednesday. I'm trying to let the live be every Wednesday at 8. I don't know what the topic will be, but maybe the topic will be I'll finally talk about what almost unalived me. It was a antibiotic that almost unalived me when 2020 July 2020. Antibiotic. I took an antibiotic for urinary tract infection. I'm 51. I have going through menopause. I have flashes, and those are one of the issues that women have a lot. And the antibiotic almost unalived me. I'm still struggling. Like I said, this side of my brain is completely dead. Before, I couldn't even get out of bed for a period of time. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do anything. So if you want me to talk about that one, I could tell you, because people are taking antibiotics left and right for viruses. Okay, I won't say too much. Yeah, people are taking antibiotics for the stupidest of reasons, and they don't know that it's killing them. It's killing their brain. I could tell you the stuff that I went through for the past 3 years, and I didn't. There's three things I didn't happen to me with the side effect was brain aneurysm, schizo, and unaliving myself. I didn't want to unalive myself, but I wish I was unalive when I was going through it because it was torture. I'm still dealing, and if I don't watch what I eat, it makes my condition worse. I have to literally eat as plain as possible. Sometimes I can't even black pepper because black pepper makes me. I had a book. Hold on, I had a book. I had booked a trip to Belize back in for a birthday, but had to cancel it. Man, I'm telling you, Tahara, go to Belize for your vacation. Do that. Are you? If you're through my Sister Bear Pantry show, I'll recommend places. On my website, we want to when we do the Airbnb, we want to sell packages as well because a lot of people don't know the beginning of like I want to go to Scotland. Like my name is McNabb. I'm Scottish descent. My dad is Scottish and black. Um, we have McNabb family in Scotland. I want to go to Scotland and meet my family, or just to see them. They have like McNabb clan, McNabb graveyard, things like that, and I want to go see it. I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to do. So I know people have the same issues with going to a different country. You have to go to Belize. It's beautiful, but I do recommend do not stay with friends or family. Try to get your own little place and try to get your own little car if you can. And throughout the years, we've had to do all those things like stay with friends and family, or I mean, family, or get a used car, or rent. No, I told my husband, no, if we can't take a vacation and stay in our own place, get our own car, then yes, yeah, I'll definitely do that. So the next one I'll talk about if you want to. Um, Honestly, this is the first time I'm able to show my face on social media because I have my little YouTube channel and I normally show my face and I do stuff. But if you notice, for the past 2 or 3 years, I haven't been on air because the depression was so bad I couldn't even. Getting up was something I couldn't even do. I just started going back to the well, I shouldn't say going back to the gym because I never went to the gym prior. I would work out at home and things. I like exercising, so I would walk the neighborhood a lot, exercise when I dropped the kids at school, but I couldn't even do that alone. And so I started going back to the gym when my son started school because I would drive him to school, which is his college, and then on the way back, stop at the gym, things like that. So I started doing that. I do that 3 times a week. That get back in shape. Um, I I was down to 102 pounds. I almost died. My oops, did I say that word, Bob? Sorry. My husband told me that I was starting to look like his auntie that passed away from depression as well, and that really scared me because I really thought I was gonna be unalived. But I'll talk about that next Wednesday, if so. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe, like. Yeah, a lot of people are dealing with anxiety and depression, and a lot of people think it's not okay. You're crazy. um, Men, boys, you're not supposed to have depression or anxiety or none of those things. And trust me, there's more men than women dealing with it. They're just not allowed to say it out loud. So I've never been ashamed to tell people what I go through. Not my life has never been. I feel like if you ashamed to talk about, if you don't, I feel like if you're embarrassed of something, like you shouldn't be embarrassed of what you go through in life because other people are dealing with the same thing. Or like my kids, like everybody like look at my kids like, oh, you think your kids are perfect? No, but I don't have any problems with my kids, like outrageous problems, but um that's your issue, not my issue. And I never told you my kids are perfect. So there's a lot of stuff that people look at in my life. See you next Wednesday, Carla. Yeah, so anyway, let me get end this conversation. I think I'm rambling. So thanks for tuning in. If you want to, I'll do another live, and I'll talk about what almost unalive me next Wednesday 8, and I'll do a live on that one. Okay, thanks. So Bob's, I'll call you in a few. Okay, Zay and Dana, love you guys, and we miss you guys so much. And make sure you work on you know what for Christmas. Okay, bye, 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 bye.